Hi, how are you? My husband's not here because he's a jerk.
Right there. I'll be right there.
Dude, you're seriously making coffee? We're on.
Yeah, I know, it's okay. You can handle it.
Good morning.
Go to the mountain camp.
Good morning. Welcome to the Todd and Erin morning stream. My husband's a jerk. Let's go to the Black Diamond Experts Mountain Camp. It's really weird. It was really mild when we were driving into work today, but if you look now, the trees are starting to go. There's this really strong wind that's running up and down the Wasatch Front. Why? Who knows? But it's there. Okay, we've got some amazing stuff today. First of all, free food. Very excited to tell you about that. There's a Facebook hoax that has already annoyed the living crap out of me all week, so I was thrilled to find out it was a hoax. Bill Gates is the new Nostradamus.
No. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like Erie?
He's such a nice guy.
Except for he's the new
Except for
Nostradamus.
now. Okay, we'll tell
The
you
new
more.
Nostradamus, of course, you know, the mid-century guy who was scary and told you all the ways we were all going to horribly die, like that.
Don't, spoiler.
And also, safety apps. You've got your kids going to college and everybody's starting to freak out, and you've got young adults. There's great safety apps that are free that'll help you keep track of them, so that's really nice.
And it's one of those mornings where I just can't drink coffee fast enough. And I was
What
gonna
happened to you?
I was going to make bacon and stuff, but
Steve, our cameraman, usually does that for us, and he
he's
doesn't have the
sick
common
today.
decency to be here.
And I like cooking. I was going to set it up right here. It was going to be awesome. And now it's not.
So sorry, honey.
I know. I'm tired. I can't drink coffee fast enough, and I want bacon.
All my first world problems are starting to swamp me. Yeah, really. There's a kid in the Sudan right now going, hey, they just shot my leg. I haven't eaten in a month.
Okay, all right. Well, in that case, let's talk about free food.
Yeah, there's a certain level of irony there. Okay, Free Food Day. This is awesome. Number one, 7-Eleven. It is, of course, 7-Eleven. So it's Free Slurpee Day. You can go to any participating location, and they will have free small Slurpees for you.
Slow down, because when you talk about free food, you want to talk about it slowly.
It's special. It's sacred.
It is sacred.
I respect that.
All right, if I don't want a Slurpee, let's say I'm sugar intolerant.
They have sugar-free Slurpees now.
Let's say that...
They had a cotton candy sugar-free Slurpee that was delicious.
Gosh.
Also, Chick-fil-A, did you know that it is Cow Appreciation Day?
I did. So
in honor of that, Chick-fil-A is also saying if you dress up like a cow, you can come in for a free chicken sandwich. If you go to the Todd and Erin page on Gephardt Daily, you will find a downloadable printable cow mask that you can simply print out and put over your face, and then you're a cow.
So get your teats out and go get yourself a chicken sandwich. I worked in a dairy. That's a real word. It is. And how many are there on a cow?
There's 6, right? 4?
On Mars there is.
Oh, there's 4. There's 4 teats on a cow.
Right. So why'd you look at me so weird?
Well, because I just...
You don't get a lot of chance during the year.
You were being suggestive.
When, except for Halloween, when do you get to get your udder out, right? And your teats.
You are so creepy.
It's science words, so... deal with it.
All right, we're going to move on to Tell Me Something Good. I think that's probably the best way to get out of this awkward moment.
I saw this over here that deals with this. Go ahead.
No, I just thought this was really, really cool. Lila and Katie are 3rd graders at East Cooper Montessori chapter school. And during one of their lessons, these kids are 9 years old, and they learned about the dangers of styrofoam, how long it takes for them to biodegrade, how much it contributes to the landfill worldwide. And they thought, well, it seems strange that we're still using styrofoam in the lunchroom. And so they went down and they asked, the lunch staff, they said, how come you're using styrofoam? And
like said, the coffee cups.
Well, they said if you wanted to buy us full, dinnerware and a dishwasher, then we could do that instead, and it would save a lot. But unfortunately, if we added all that together, it would be more than $10,000, and the school doesn't have that kind of money. So
what is one to do?
Well, these two decided that it was time. So they made up posters to put around the school explaining the problem, put a donation box in the front office, and then they wrote up a mission statement. At 9 years old.
At 9 years old, we don't even have a mission statement. Our mission statement is don't die.
Yeah, pretty much. So one of their moms helped create a GoFundMe campaign to help with the 3rd graders' goal, and they had raised $1,500 within the first day.
And what did they do with that?
They're now over $12,000, and so they have purchased the dinnerware.
Whoa. Just in their school alone?
No, on the GoFundMe campaign
Oh,
and
right.
at school. So they were able to purchase all the dinnerware, purchase the dishwasher, and now they're using the other $2,000 to create a public awareness campaign for other schools to do the same thing. At 9. At 9, I'm not even sure I was speaking English yet. I was probably just drooling.
I was picking my nose when
Pretty
I was
much,
9.
yeah. So great, girls. Congratulations. That is amazing to me.
All right, so if you were upset about the Utah Jazz
Gordon Hayward.
and Gordon Hayward,
That's
he's
fine. We enjoyed one season of playoffs, so
he's
that was
going
good.
to he's going to my hometown of Boston for
Celtics.
the Celtics. And if you're upset about this, there's something you can do. And they're actually collecting all the Hayward jerseys and memorabilia. And Guyana is going to be the recipient of those things. They're going to ship them off to a foreign country where kids need shirts and stuff.
Sure. Basketball hats and baseball hats.
The whole works.
They'll be so happy. I was
A lot
about to
of-
say basketball hats. That's really sad.
The one of the other funny things is the fact that whenever and this is a great thing. So you have the playoffs, right? And Team A wins and Team B loses.
Oh, all right.
But you make T-shirts up for both because that you have to be ready because the iron is hot and people are going to buy them. And what they do is they take the ones that the loser and they ship them off to third world countries. So everyone's walking around with the wrong team, but they have a shirt, and they're walking around with the wrong shirt on.
They don't care. They're like, that's fine. It's a shirt.
They don't even know what basketball is.
Oh, I think they do. They're just happy to be wearing one.
All right, so
All right, Facebook hoax.
okay, there's two of these actually.
Okay, number one, this one's been driving me nuts. And for everybody who has cluttered my message box, I love you, but you can stop it. Basically, the message is please tell all the contacts in your messenger list to not accept Jaden K. Smith's friendship request. He is a hacker.
Who's?
Jaden K. Smith. And has the system connected to your Facebook account. If one of your contacts accept it, you will also be hacked. So make sure all of your friends know it. So forward as received, hold your finger down on the message, and at the bottom it will say forward. Hit that, click on the names of those in your list.
Okay,
and
I'm
send it
already
to
gone.
them.
You've just lost
Okay, well,
me.
But here to me, this is where it starts screaming. Here, this is really going to screw you over. At the bottom, it'll say hit forward. Hit that, and then it'll hit all of the friends in your contact list, and it'll send it to them. So basically, it would sound to me like you're about to send another virus to all of your friends. So actually, but all of it is just crap. None of it really does anything.
Don't do it.
Don't worry, but please don't send me any more messages about Jaden K. Smith. It's a hoax.
And the other one that I've noticed, is they have these celebrities, and they're saying, guess
Oh,
what
I
Tom Cruise
know.
is saying about Hooper? And you're like, what?
What
And
would-
I've seen like 8 of them now.
What would Tom Cruise be saying?
different,
Yeah.
different stars. And there's what they say about Logan, Utah.
And why? And it seems so random that there would be an A-list star that would be talking about a teeny tiny town.
No, because Logan and Hooper are great towns.
They're wonderful towns. They're just very small. So what happens when you actually click it? I go, I don't know what Tom Cruise saying.
They just get a click for it and they
So
sell it. And
it's clickbait.
stupid, yeah.
Clickbait, by the way, are all those stories where it says Precious from so-and-so has lost 300 pounds and she looks like a model. All of those weird stories. Yeah.
Boo Boo, Honey Boo Boo. What's her name?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, her mom is like lost a lot of weight or something, and then you go through slideshow. Slideshows are stupid.
And it's basically clickbaiting, meaning that
Right.
they get another click for us so they make more ad revenue.
Yeah.
But it's really crap.
All
So,
right,
now
I have
you
to drink
know.
more coffee. Can Daisy help us out?
I think
here?
that's probably best. Okay, Daisy's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. It is brought to you by Robert J. DeBry and Associates. If you need their help, you can go to robertdebry.com. Also by Executive Transportation for an elegant night out or perhaps just to ride to the airport. ExecutiveUtah.com to book your ride. And all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. 24-hour service because you're going to need it sometime when your air conditioner goes out. Daisy, good morning. What's going on?
Hello everyone, here's what's making news on GephartDaily.com. The 3 teenage boys who were charged in the murder of West Valley City Police Officer Cody Brotherson in November were in court Monday and were sentenced on reduced charges. The boys, ages 14, 15, and 16, were sentenced to remain in a secure juvenile facility until age 21. The judge also ordered them to read about Brotherson, look at his photo, and remember him when they see officers protecting the public. The boys were originally charged with murder after police say they stole a car, led officers on a chase, and struck and killed Brotherson, who was placing spike strips. Also in court Monday was Lyle Jeffs, the former bishop of the FLDS Church. Jeffs was a fugitive for nearly a year after he and 10 others from his polygamous sect were charged with $12 million in federal food stamp fraud. On Monday, Jeffs pleaded not guilty to food stamp fraud and failure to appear in court. He will remain in jail pending his September trial. Of the other defendants in the case who did not flee, 1 had his charges dismissed and 9 others accepted plea deals. Prosecutors have said there will be no plea deal for Jeffs. And Leighton police took 4 teenage boys into custody Monday after a couple reported that the boys had threatened them with a gun. The couple, a 19-year-old woman and a 21-year-old man, were parked near a playground when 4 teens drove up and 2 of them approached the couple's car before noticing it was occupied. 1 boy was holding a gun. The boys ran away and met up with their friends in the car, but the couple followed until the boys stopped their car and told the couple to end the pursuit, threatening them with the gun. The couple called 911 and officers took the boys into custody for the threat. And it's time to get the mittens and scarves out because Tuesday is plummeting to a chilly 96 degrees. 3-digit temperatures don't return until Saturday, with Wednesday at 98 degrees and Thursday and Friday at 99. That's it for now. More news 24/7 on GephartDaily.com. And for now, Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, my lovely Daisy. It is time for the big
Todd's.
thank you.
Oh, it is?
Big thank you.
Okay.
We're grateful that you came along with us to the morning
We are.
stream. We're mildly shocked,
We're
but grateful.
about to cross a threshold of a milestone for us.
A threshold of a milestone.
I don't know what that meant. I'm sorry. I haven't had enough coffee.
We're inching up to 1 million views since we started 4.5
So
months ago.
all the shows,
1
because it's on
million freaking
demand.
views.
It's on demand, so people can go back and they start off at like 6,000 views, and then they keep building and building and building and building, and we're still not getting paid enough.
No, I think that's a given. But the important thing is that we are so grateful.
If we
to
got
you.
paid a penny, okay, it would be a lot. All right, go ahead.
Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. Christopher's Prime Steakhouse has jumped in on this with us. So it's dinner for 4 for you.
Sorry.
You're going to take your friends, relax, eat the most deliciously evil food in the
I'm
entire
so
world.
hungry right now.
You have to try the lobster corn dog, by the way. You'll die. Anyway, also then executive transportation picks you up from home, takes you around. You don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to have a designated driver. Then they whisk you back home afterwards. And these are some of our winners who get to look like the beautiful people and eat
That kind of
fillets.
food.
And we're here at the station with nothing but dots to eat. So that's good. Anyway, so just like the page, comment, and share on our Facebook page in order to enter to win. And that's basically the Todd and Erin Facebook page, Gephardt Daily or Gephardt Approved. You're entered, you're done. We draw a winner on Friday, and you're ready to go.
As Daisy was saying, the mid 90s today and then upper 90s for
Thank
the
the
next
good
3
Lord.
days
And thunderstorms and clouds. I'm so grateful.
to hold the heat in.
Well, yeah,
and jump the humidity so your swamp cooler doesn't do anything.
well, aren't
How
you
awesome.
Mr. Cranky today?
No, it's just we spent the last like 3 weeks hiding. I mean, it's like television and reading time between 10 and 3 for the kids.
Do you remember, seriously, that it was snowing at the 1st of June?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hiding in the basement. The basement's the coolest place we have. And so that's a good place to hide. But yesterday, the sun went behind some clouds. And I thought, oh, it's like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And I said, well, what a great time. I'll just do a walk, a little bit of a walk, right? Got my sneakers on and stuff. And I was walking. And then the sun came out. And I was like 2 miles away from the house. And then I passed these other 2 people with a dog. And we were passing each other. And we had a moment where
you communed.
our eyes met. And we both, without saying the words, said, we've made a horrible mistake by being out here and walking. And the dog...
And once you're committed, you're kind of screwed. You got to just finish it up.
And if the dog could, he would have been flipping everyone off because he was just like, why did you bring me out here? My tongue's twice as long as it used to be, just flapping around like a piece of pastrami. And it was a bit... And then someone jogged past us.
What was wrong with him?
He's dead now.
Pretty much. He's in the bushes somewhere.
But he's toned.
Shriveled husk.
And he's got a strong core.
A strong
And he's
shriveled
dead.
husk core.
Right.
Pretty
Okay.
much. Okay, my favorite thing about going back east, because Todd's from Boston, from Lexington, sorry, honey. And we usually go up to see
I'm
his
from
family.
the Boston area.
The Boston area. Is that like from me in the Bay Area?
The Bay Area. Yeah.
But his family has a cottage up in Maine, so we hit Maine, and the first thing I do is look at him and go, you know what I want.
Okay.
And you take me to Ted's Clam Shack.
Right, I do.
We get some of the clams with bellies.
Right.
And we get the lobster roll.
Right.
Explain
Now,
a lobster roll
okay.
to those who have not been initiated into
Okay.
this sacred food.
First of all, if you say it's on a hot dog bun, you don't get one. Okay. These are special.
Hot dog like bun. How's that?
No, they're flat-sided. They're grilled on both sides with a little bit of butter, and then see the French fries. Get that the hell off the plate.
Really, you're wasting your time.
And then, first of all, number two, there's not enough lobster in because it's supposed to be overflowing.
Bulging.
Right. And the ketchup can go away too. It's basically just all about that. And they are expensive right now. We talked about
They're
this.
ridiculously
They're
expensive.
like $20.
Yeah.
They're like $20.
Doesn't matter. They're worth
Back
it.
east.
They're worth it.
And so there is a place though locally.
This is hysterical because apparently we've got someone from Park City. This is a landlocked desert state.
And I think
And
I've seen this food truck.
Yeah, they've got a food truck, and they said, fine, we're going to go back to Portland, Maine. They went down for the Down East Magazine's inaugural Lobster Roll Festival.
Right.
And Freshy's Lobster up in Park City took first place. First place.
From a
ladies and
landlocked
gentlemen.
city.
So we have the best lobster roll in the country right here. Now, you know what the next step is going to be. Once the show is over, we're going to get in the car. We're going to drive to Park City. We're going to find the food truck, and we're going to consume lobster rolls.
You forgot one step.
What's that?
We're going to stop and go to the money store. Where you can get money. And then we'll go. The thing about lobster, I have to tell you about Erin. So we went up to our cottage, which I won't blame my brother. So we go up there and used to go up there with the kids and prior to the kids. And so there was a place.
That's where I knew I fell in love with you, is at your parents' cottage.
That's a little late. We've been going out for a while.
Not that long.
And suddenly you realized in Maine
That's
you
when
loved
I realized
me?
I truly loved you.
So before I was just a boy toy.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Oh, it's like the first time, please.
So wait a minute. So at that moment you thought, oh, I really like this, love this guy.
I
and
love this man.
before you were just
You had a great butt.
okay. That's enough. So anyway,
I married you for your
we're
butt.
driving to the cottage coming in from the airport, and we passed this place, and the place it said all you can eat lobster. And Erin did that. That's probably why she loves me. Not like for the 4 months leading up to that moment. And
Really?
so,
You're going to keep holding this against me?
yeah, I am now because this
Some
is
people
the
would
first
think
time
that
I heard.
that it was romantic that I admitted that to you.
So
Move on with
anyway,
the lobsters.
so we go back to the restaurant that night. I restrained her up to that point. And we went back, and how much was it? It was like $28 a person.
Oh, no, it wasn't even that. It was like 18 or something stupid.
And you could have all the lobsters you wanted. And so we went, and you made it through 3.5.
Uh-huh.
And I made it through 4. But it's the first time that you've ever said the words, no more lobster. I can't do it. And it was awesome.
I don't think you could even drive. We waddled out of there, and we were trying to waddle up and down
butter.
the beach.
The butter was
Going,
doing this.
You know, it's going to be fine. We're just going to stretch our legs.
We went back to
and
the
the lobster's going to settle.
We went back to the cabin and we just sat on the deck, on the dock, and we woke up in the morning covered with black flies. I can't believe that's. I can't believe that's when you fell in love with me.
The point of the story is about the lobster, and you're still harping back on the love thing?
Yeah. Ask me when I knew I loved you. Go ahead.
When did you love me, honey?
I'm not going to talk about it.
All right, let's just move on. I think I should switch the conversation to Black Diamond Experts, electric, plumbing, heating, and air. Here's the reason I really like these guys. Number one, if they're sending someone to your house, he is licensed, bonded, insured. So, you know, when you're opening the door and your kids are in the house and you're there, you got somebody you can trust. Number two, they're going to give you a bid and they're going to say, this is how much it's going to cost. And then when you get the bill later, it's going to be exactly the same number. I cannot tell you how many times I've had people do something in my house and then later the bill could be even double or maybe even triple. They go, oh, well, I had to order this in and I didn't know about this and then there was this fee. No, there's none of that. What they say is what you get, and it's just that simple. And here's something else that's crucial to know, and maybe keep this on your fridge. 24-hour service. So when you go down into the basement and all of a sudden your washer and dryer are floating, these are the guys that will come right away. So it's blackdiamondexperts.com. They got your back. Hi, Daisy.
Hi.
Here we go. I don't know what's...
I
apologize. I have no idea where this is going.
Scoot over.
Sorry, baby.
All right, so the question is...
Here's the question.
No, I guess so.
The question is, so you heard the story about the lobster.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
and you heard the fact that when I took her to Maine, which is a beautiful place, Square Pond, Acton, Maine, it is just...
It really is beautiful.
It's not even on a map. It's just perfect. And then she said, that's when I fell in love with you.
Yes.
How should I take that?
Well, what I was trying to ascertain from this is how long in was that?
Like 4-ish months.
Oh, no, that's right.
Thank you.
So I buy an airplane ticket,
Yeah.
and she's just like, yeah, okay, might as well. Does that strike you as odd?
Are you intimating
No.
I
okay.
used you for a vacation?
When did you fall in love with your husband? At what point did you go, boom, that's it? Besides that.
Well,
That actually was a really adorable face.
That was a good phase.
I think there's like okay. I've
all
got
right.
it. I had to think about this.
Okay.
So
for a
I need
minute.
another
you,
woman's
thank
thing.
Okay. I think that usually for me, like when I met Jay,
Right.
I was pretty sure. Like I didn't.
You had something there.
Yes, something
Okay.
there.
You felt
Definitely.
it. There was something.
I saw him on stage and I was like, okay, there's going to be
He's a
something with
performer.
this guy. But I'm not going to go, oh, it's love at first sight right now because we're
Right.
modern women and we
Right.
wouldn't claim to like love someone
Right.
until so then
Right.
then when you're 4 months in
Right.
is when you go, okay, yeah.
Commitment.
Yeah, totally in love.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, because then you know the person well enough. It has nothing to do
Thank you.
with you taking her on a plane or anything, right?
Thank you.
Right?
No. Well, no, but you know, you kind of like love, like, oh, love you. You know, you're cute, you kiss well. But then you look at this person and you go, this is the man I want to marry and spend the rest of my life with.
And was this
Right?
And
That's the big love moment, right?
Was this when you first met Todd's family?
Yeah.
Okay, because that
Is that it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Because when I think maybe for me it was when Jay met my family,
And they loved him.
and I was like, oh yeah.
The
It's
moment,
a big deal, isn't it?
the weird thing
Yeah.
about Erin is we were doing a radio show as Fisher and Todd.
And Erin?
At Kiss, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Kiss 97, and then we brought Erin in, and we said, I want 3 people, and I want a woman on the show because it's important. And she came and had never met her, ever. And we're at our general manager's house,
Yeah.
and she's gonna come, and we're all gonna meet her and kind of socialize, for a second. And the doorbell rang, and I remember I went over, I said, I'll get this, and I went over to the door, and I grabbed the handle, and I could feel her jiggle the handle on the other side. And I just remember in my brain, I said, this is just business.
I know, I got chills. when
And
you
that's
told
the
me that
absolute
too, right?
truth.
Really?
I
Right.
totally got chills.
And then 8 years later, she fell in love with me when I took her to Maine.
Yeah.
Great.
It was really 4 months.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
4 months. I
After
think.
we
yeah.
dated.
Thanks.
And,
Thanks for-
and
go
one
ahead,
more
go ahead,
question:
yeah.
Was that when the "I love you" thing? Was that the first? Like,
No,
when did you guys first?
we'd said it before.
She
but-
just
but
didn't
you know,
mean it. She didn't mean it.
Okay,
until
but don't. Isn't there? No, there's degrees of love.
Definitely.
You love
Okay,
somebody who's
alright.
cute and adorable, and you
Yeah.
like their butt, and then you look at them and you go, "I want to marry you and spend my whole life with you. You are my prince." There's 2 different kinds of love, right? Thank you.
And now it's the kind of love where we just put up with each other. See, it just keeps going, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
And now we've figured out the problems of the world.
Woo,
The show is done.
Oh, see,
Scene.
and cut.
Thank you for mediating our marriage yet again, Daisy.
Oh no! Now we have a chat situation. This is really love.
It's gone,
I love you.
gone horribly off track, haven't we?
Oh,
Oh,
it's
my
really
gosh.
sad when we have to pull in Daisy to mediate all of our marital
It's
issues.
important. We always need a third eye. What was I going to talk about? Bill Gates?
I think what we'll say is coming up next, we're going to tell you about Bill Gates, who is now the brand new Nostradamus.
Oh, scary
and
stuff.
we're sorry that
oh
things
my
just
gosh.
went wildly off
Yeah,
track.
I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Okay.
Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is actually available anytime at gephardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
Scenes from Utah right
No,
there.
MJ, I know, right? Because
What are you talking about?
we're on Facebook Live right now.
All right.
If you're joining us on Facebook Live, good morning. Karen, I know, because why did he find this unreasonable? We were just talking about the fact that there's different levels of I love you, and that Todd seems deeply aggrieved that
I feel used.
you like that.
It's true.
Why don't we move on?
All right, so
Okay,
I'm going to tell you about Bill Gates.
Now this is kind of, you told me it was
Wait,
really troubling.
wait.
Okay.
So, Bill Gates, and this was like how many years ago? This is prior to, in 1999, Microsoft, Bill Gates, crystal ball.
Okay.
And he talked about the fact that there were going to be social sites where people around the world could meet, gather, and have discussions. And he also said that we'll have handheld devices that will allow us to do a huge amount of things.
That was before cell phones?
This is before cell phones, and so it wasn't before 1999.
Or smartphones, I mean.
Yeah, and so he talked about all these great things of what would happen, and he talked about countries wouldn't be poor. Poor countries wouldn't always be poor, and they would find a way to develop, and we've seen that in the world. He talked about all this technology.
Part of it from his help with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, as a matter of
Right,
fact.
but that happened later after he became a millionaire. And so-
Quazillionaire.
Right. And now, and he joined that club where it's like he wants to die poor.
I love this man.
What is it called? The Die Poor Club.
And I think it was like the Rockefeller. It's based on the Rockefeller concept of the foundation, where he basically gave everything away before he died. He
Which is
built
great.
libraries, and
Right.
he built museums, and said all of this has to be free and that people have access.
And Bill Gates is going after malaria. He's going after polio to eradicate it around the United States,
I know, isn't
around
that
the world. And so, which is great, Bill Gates, except for his kids, because they're going to get squat. So he's made new predictions.
Tell me.
He's got new predictions, and they're a little different than the ones before.
How so? Because those were really inspiring, where you talked about the world coming together and
Facebook
and more equitable share of fortune for everyone. I think those are
Right.
beautiful things.
And now he's got a terrifying prediction.
About
He basically said that the threat to the world is bioterrorism, and 30 million people could be wiped off the face of the earth in a very little time.
really, we were doing so good this morning until you brought that up.
And I was all excited about the gifts on Facebook, and now this.
Now explain this.
33 million people. This is what he's predicting. Now, I'm sure there's good things, but that didn't stand out in the article.
Not really, when you're talking about 33 million people dying in a matter of moments.
Could be wiped out in a year. Earlier this year, Gates told a conference in Germany the next 15 years bioterrorism
This is
could
this
wipe
year?
out. Yeah, could wipe out millions of people, and someone coming up, some terrorists and stuff coming up with some kind of virus or something like that would not be curable for a long time, and it could wipe out 33 million people.
He said it could be some sort of form of synthetic smallpox or super flu. Oh, that's great.
Happy face.
I'm not going to pay the mortgage this month.
Right? We didn't last month either, so it's okay. It's a new thing we're trying. And when they call, you just go, I forgot. That works with all bills. I don't know if you knew that. And if you disconnect your phones, you never know.
Then they
Because
can't call you.
they don't come to your house.
Well, eventually.
You just wait and see how long you can go with it. It's a new thing we're trying. You know how much money we're saving? It's like a 401k. Except illegal.
Maybe you should tell them about the bear, because
I don't wanna
there's
talk
been one
about the
here in
bears.
Utah, and then, but this one was horrifying.
Well, we go camping, and they have stapled to the picnic tables. And look,
Aw, it was
soft,
the
a
bear.
nice cuddly bear.
I know, right?
Right? And so a lot of people don't put their trash away, and the bears come around, and once a bear tastes garbage and stuff, the bear will always taste garbage. My sister has beehives in New Hampshire, and once the bear gets there, he's going to come back. I mean, that's just the way it works. It's a simple meal. It's
Those poor
easy.
bees have PTSD.
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
knock over the hive again?
Now here he comes, the big furry monster with teeth. And so basically, one kid, and this happened in Colorado, 4 a.m. in the morning, and this 19-year-old woke up to this crunching sound. Let that soak
What,
in.
like
Let
the
that-
cooler or something?
Let that soak in just for a second. He woke up to a crunching sound,
Like his cooler, right?
and the sound was the bear's teeth scraping against his skull.
Oh.
The bear is attempting to drag this individual, this 19-year-old, out of his sleeping bag like a burrito, and was basically going to eat him. Now, we've had 2 people just recently survive bear attacks in the state.
Yeah.
And when you go to the campgrounds, you see it stapled the warning and stuff about keeping your food, including toothpaste, out of your tent and all these different things. And evidently, they didn't pay any attention in Colorado. They don't have as good signs.
All right,
as
tell me
we
about
do.
this 19-year-old. So what happened after the crunching sound?
So he started, as he was being dragged out of the tent by his head, you would think he'd go after the bear, but he didn't. He started beating the crap out of his fellow tent mates to wake him up.
I can't blame him. It's like, wake up and help me.
You stupid little bear. And the bear dragged him out, and he got about 10 or 12, 15 feet out of the tent in his sleeping bag.
Good.
And then finally just started.
Because it's like the soft wrapping with
Right.
the crunchy center.
And
so
this is really when you find out who your friends are. Because you got a bear with your head in its mouth, and you got 4 other people in your tent. And you wake them up and make them aware that you are
put down your phone and come help me.
It's 4 in the morning. You're being dragged up by your head. And he fought the bear off by himself.
I wouldn't go camping with those people.
They're not going to be invited to his wedding.
I don't think so.
They're not going to be invited for dinners and lunch things.
No, you get nothing from me.
Ballot.
Nothing.
He was dragged out
Nothing.
by his head.
It's the crunching sound that's going to last with me and kind of resonate for the rest
What
of my
is
life.
that noise? Oh, I know. It's the crunchy noise of my skull in a bear's mouth. Enjoy camping this summer.
I don't think we're taking the kids anymore.
Okay. All right. So you noticed something new about me last night.
Well, no, I just never seen you do this before, and you were loading the dishwasher.
You were in the other room.
Because you usually clean up the kitchen every night, and
Right.
you were counting. You were going 1, 2. I think by the time I heard you were like 22, 23,
Is that the first time you've ever heard that?
and then you turned and I think you put it with the silverware or something, and you were going 1, 2, 3. I've never heard you do that. It was really
I've
interesting.
been married 20 years. You never heard me do that.
Never once.
Maybe not. I
And
usually don't
and
say it
kind
out
of-
loud.
And you got shy because you said, "Did I say that out loud?" And I'm like,
Right.
Well, what? I was just curious. I just thought it was interesting.
And I don't know when this started, but when I'm doing something I don't like putting the dishes in the dishwasher,
Nobody likes
I have to remind myself that it only takes 45 seconds to a minute to
Yeah.
actually do this job that I don't like very much.
You're the same way about bringing groceries in from the car. You hate that.
Hate bringing groceries. I love shopping. I love getting the deals because I love cooking. But yeah, so now that I've said it out loud, what I do is when I'm doing the dishes and putting them into the machine, I go 1, 2, 3 glasses, 4, 5, and then it makes me realize that it wasn't something I was putting something off for no apparent
That
reason.
really was not that big a deal.
Right.
No, I thought that was really smart though. I wanted Zoe to hear it though because it was like, look, this is the thing that you think is so insurmountable is just this amount of time. I
Yeah.
think it's a rather genius coping mechanism.
And Dad's crazy.
No, I thought it was a genius coping mechanism. I did. I thought it was cool.
So anyway,
People who are going to hell.
who's going to hell?
Okay, let's just review this last month, shall we? Where's the fire danger here in northern Utah?
Everywhere.
Extreme. Do you remember all that little thermometer thing
Oh,
they
right,
have?
right,
where
right, yeah.
like green is like
Smokey the Bear
fine.
standing next to it going,
And yellow is kind of like, hey, remember to put the stove out. And then
And
red
it's-
is, we're all going to die if you
Right.
light a match.
Right.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Well, Hooper, as you know, is in northern Utah, and it is right now a gigantic death of a dust bowl with nothing but dried weeds,
Hooper.
like everywhere else. Hooper. If you've never been there, it's just past Ogden. My cousin Mindy lives there. And somebody decided, you know what? I'm going to illegally burn lumber that I just don't want anymore.
And a lot of people say, hey, you got lumber? Let's light it on fire.
So, we're just going to set it on fire. But, oh, wait. I think Oprah's on, so I'm just going to run back to the house and watch it. Get myself a cool beverage. Excuse me.
You're coughing from the smoke from the fire. You all right?
And I'm apparently all choked up by this concept, and I'm just going to leave it. So, guess what starts a gigantic freaking grass fire?
Can I guess? The burning lumber?
Because now, fortunately, all of our firefighters don't have anything else to do.
Right.
So that's like they've just been sitting there with their big old boots propped up and kind of
Hanging
just
out,
eating chili or
looking
something.
sexy,
Yeah.
as firemen do.
Isn't that fortunate that they had to get the entire Weber Fire District, Clinton and Roy City Fire, excuse me, and part of the Southern Idaho Fire Department to come down and put out the fire because
All of them.
the guy burning lumber illegally went, I got some other stuff to do.
Because Oprah was on. She had a special about turtle raising or something.
Yeah. You know what the sad part?
Do you need to go to the other room and cough?
I'm good.
All right. She'll be right back.
It's reckless.
Yeah, go ahead. Erin's got some allergy issues. All right, so let's talk about this thing about her falling in love with me. Okay, 4 months in. So we're in May. I think she's going to be okay. Poor thing. So anyway, coming up, let me say, they're back. They're finally back, and this is like one of my favorite things. The fruit stands, we're going to show you coming up next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. And also by Columbus Travel. If you go to columbusvacations.com, you can sign up for a weekly newsletter that always has great last-minute deals on hotels, airfare, cruises, and more. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
All right, we are back. The Todd and Erin morning stream on GephardtDaily.com. It's my favorite time of year because the fruit stands are back. Let's take a look because they're so cool. All right, so one nice thing about these, you see the signs. They're handmade signs. They're local people. And you know what? They've got all the different fruits because did you know Fruit Heights is named after what? Fruit Heights in Utah is named after fruit. And all the fruit is there, and it's really cool. It's so convenient and stuff. And one of my favorite things is coming up. But first of all, the stands are all across the valley. It's is it Tags? Taggers? Tags? Taggies. And they're the ones who grow all this great stuff. And actually, we talked to one of the professionals. The professionals, and her name was Mary Nelson, and we asked, what is the importance of buying local things from local farms?
Right now, we have apricots, peaches, zucchini. We have berries that have come in. We've got some plums and nectarines. We're going to start receiving Utah corn in about a week and a half. Buying local is important because not only are you getting things that are nutritionally good, you're not dealing with losing the nutrients from transportation, but it also helps stimulate the local economy. Farms in general are really important because without them, there really isn't food to eat. We don't have produce. You wouldn't have our meat. You wouldn't have dairy. You wouldn't have eggs.
And all this stuff is great. You feel better now, by the way?
I'm trying.
Okay, so one of the great things about this is the fact that I wait for this every year, which is on the Pioneer Day, the corn comes out. And they have the best corn in the world. And if you haven't had it, and it's not expensive, and it's just like, I never eat enough corn because it is like my favorite thing of the summer. And so I'm looking forward to it, but it doesn't happen until Pioneer Day, usually, is when the crop comes out.
That's the only hard thing about going to the farmer's market first thing in the season. Because you're all excited, you're going, farmer's market, man, cool. And there's not really any produce yet, so it's really like you're buying goat's milk soap.
Well, no, it starts off with herbs, and it starts off with lettuce and stuff. Let me see your mouth for a second. Teeth. No, you're all over the place.
You look like I'm eating flesh again.
Is this helping your cough? Because she's eating dots.
I've gained 10 pounds since starting the morning stream because our news director keeps candy all over the studio. And every morning when I come in, the Dot Fairy has been here. And he knows I can't turn him down.
Let me see your teeth.
It's like crack for me.
Let's see.
So look, I've been eating flesh again.
Just don't show that part. All right. Love is in the air in Oklahoma.
Explain.
There's love. This guy loves his mom was there. And his name is Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
And he's in Oklahoma. And it was July 4th. He's celebrating his birthday on Independence Day. And the police came because he had 6 outstanding warrants. So
wow, that's a bad birthday so far.
That's no Independence Day for him.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Let's go to jail
Day,
for
you're
him.
Going to jail.
He had planned something that day. And he turned to his mama. He was handcuffed and behind his back. And he said, Mama, can I do it?
Do what?
And his girlfriend was there. And he wanted to propose to her.
Wait. Just so I'm clear.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, my good Lord, seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, just so I'm clear. Number 1, he's being arrested and he's in handcuffs. Number 2, he asked his mommy's permission.
You're going to look over
before he proposed to his girlfriend.
Are you passing over this?
In handcuffs.
Are you passing over the fact he has 6 outstanding warrants?
No, I'm back to the man is in handcuffs. Oh, that is the most romantic picture ever.
So what happened is
Wow.
he said, Mama, can I do it? Propose. And she goes, yeah, you can do it, son. Because he's a keeper.
That's what I want, is a man who asks his mommy first if he can propose to me.
You're overlooking the 6 outstanding warrants again.
And the handcuffs.
So the cop said, you know what, Mama, go get the ring. So Mom goes in and gets the ring and brings it out.
Oh, his mom bought his ring for him.
The cop is nice enough that he undoes the handcuffs and then cuffs him in front.
No freaking way.
So he can hand the ring to her.
Baby, I'll wait for you. As long as it takes, baby, I am here for you. I will write you.
Oh, my God.
As long as I can remember how to spell.
6 warrants. And so they are now engaged. And,
oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, my gosh.
See, when you have this level of class and elegance, where does one get married? Like the Slurpee aisle at 7-Eleven?
No, Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese is a good one. That would be a good one for the reception.
Chuck E. Cheese. And so I compare this to, we had friends who, go all elaborate and go crazy with their proposals and stuff. And you and I.
Remember Celia?
Oh, was that the horse one?
He came riding up on a horse in a full suit of armor, and he had gotten her dressed up like a medieval princess, and she was standing there on the hill. I don't think you can top that one.
But then he embezzled money, and they got divorced. So anyway, when we got married, it was like pretty simple, right? It was a pretty simple thing. And,
it was but it was beautiful and heartfelt.
But I wasn't being arrested. Which is a good thing.
I appreciate that a lot.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I did, however, make you immediately put your shoes on so that we could go over to my mother's house and show her the ring.
This is true. Okay, Daisy's coming up.
All right, of course, Daisy's brought to you by Robert J. DeBry & Associates. If you need his help, just go to robertdebry.com. Executive Transportation, a sweet Escalade taking you anywhere you need to go with the finest possible service at an affordable price at executiveutah.com. And then Black Diamond Experts with electric, plumbing, heating, and air. Just go to blackdiamondexpert.com. Daisy, what's going on?
Hello again, Todd and Erin. That was a heartwarming engagement story. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? It's one for the ages. Here's a look at the headlines from around the world being featured on Gebhardt Daily. Officials have confirmed that a U.S. Marine aircraft crash in Mississippi on Monday night killed all 16 passengers, all of them Marines. The plane was also carrying a large amount of ammunition, which may have caused an explosion before the aircraft went down in a soybean field, investigators say. Live ammunition was scattered through the debris, which covered a 5-square-mile area. The ammunition added significant element of danger for responders. An active duty U.S. soldier in Hawaii has been arrested for providing material support for the Islamic State. The FBI used a SWAT team Saturday to take in Sergeant Aikika Eric Kang, an air traffic control operator with the 25th Infantry Division at U.S. Army Pacific Command. That's a mouthful. They charged 34-year-old Kang with attempting to provide material support or resources to a foreign terrorist organization. According to the criminal complaint, Kang provided classified and sensitive material to people he believed would pass it on to officials in the Islamic State. And a new survey has ranked Sweden as the best country for immigrants. Factors considered were international perceptions of countries, immigration policies, and economic data. The United States ranked 7th, falling just behind Norway at number 6. That's it for this edition of World Headlines. For more news from around the globe and here at home, go to gebhardtdaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. Thank you for mediating our marriage issues again. That was so nice of you. Okay, you know, when you've got an in-flight emergency, and I think we've all either been in one or we've read about one, it's pretty scary, because if someone suddenly decides to go, I'm going to become a lunatic now for whatever apparent reason,
Right.
and I'm going to run screaming up and down the aisles, and I'm going to attempt to open one of the doors mid-flight, which we realized would cause a suction issue, tearing a plane apart, sending passengers screaming into the air.
I would say
die.
it's bad.
That's a bad
thing.
So, a Utah-based flight attendant from Delta was on a Seattle to Beijing flight.
That's a long flight.
Guy's losing his mind, starts screaming, This is Joseph Daniel Hudiak from Florida. And he decided to go crazy. So he charged the flight crew, and he was trying to get the door open. So the Utah-based flight attendant
Gosh.
Look at that.
Oh, my gosh.
It was a beating. The Utah-based flight attendant grabbed a wine bottle and cracked him clear over the head, knocking him out. They didn't have any air marshals on the plane. Cracked him over the head with the wine bottle, and then they managed to subdue him.
Subdued him.
And held him down until they could do an emergency landing and get this guy off the flight. But I just have this vision of the guy in that nice blue Delta flight thing just going... and just
maybe it was a woman.
Just cracking him over.
Maybe it was a woman.
It was a male.
It was
flight attendant. But I just want to say, well done.
Then they get to hog tie the guy, and all the way to Beijing, which is great. Put him in an overhead bin, you know, and store him up there, or put him in the cargo hole. You know, is it hole or hold?
Hold.
Hold.
Mm-hmm.
Cargo hold.
It's like a hole in the bottom.
Maybe
of the
they
thing,
have a
but
big like
hold.
dog crate. They put him in.
I don't think they pressurized the hold, so they probably would suck all the oxygen from his
Yeah, it's a little cold down there too. But you know, he's the one who tried to open the door. If he wants cold atmosphere, he can have it.
We got it for you. That's there. Okay, coming up next, maybe you're sending kids off to college and you're freaking out about it, or maybe you are a little more uncomfortable about maybe running at night or going out drinking with friends. There's some new safety apps that are just epic. We'll tell you about them next. Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is actually available anytime at gebhardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page. You know, you may remember last week when we interviewed Jim Bennett, and he's the new candidate for the congressional district that was just exited by Jason Chaffetz. And he's part of the new United Utah Party, which I...
Third party.
Yeah, really interested in talking to him. It was the third party. It was a new option. And I thought he was really inspiring, just the fact that he wanted people to have more choices. And so they had gone through an enormous amount of work trying to get the party recognized by the state.
How do you do that?
There's a lot of different procedures, but one of the things is you have to get a lot of signatures. You have to kind of get everything together.
Right.
And they had done this, and I guess more than triple the signatures necessary.
Okay.
and they got everything filed, and they actually even did an injunction against Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox regarding his order to call a special election, saying that no, it needs to be the usual way so that we can get into this.
All right.
So they had done everything, put everything together, and the state just announced that they're opposing the request to be on the ballot. They said that they had not recognized the party by the May 28th candidate filing deadline.
Is that true?
Well, here's the interesting thing. When we talked to Jim Bennett last week, he had mentioned the fact that traditionally they recognize these kind of petitions usually within 2 or 3 days, and it had taken them over 30 days to recognize them.
Oh, I see.
Which would handily be past the deadline. But
Oh, yeah.
anyway, just hearing him, I thought it was pretty inspiring. And so this is a little bit what Jim was talking about last week about the third party.
I can't tell you how many people have come up to me in this process and said, "Thank you for giving us this option." The vast majority of people in Utah are in the center, and they're not represented. They've got no place to go. And I think this party is a real alternative to the one-party state.
And by the way, that's his son Jamie in the back. He was just like,
Soccer practice.
yeah, so he had to take him to soccer practice after the interview. But yeah, so it's just interesting that just kind of crashed and burned. So we'll see what happens, because I suspect they're not going to give up. So it'll be interesting to know what
Just,
happens next.
give people another choice, another voice to be heard. I mean,
This is everything that I've hoped for, though, as a third party, because it would it would break up some of the stalemate we hear, that lock that we've got between the two parties.
We could hear someone who makes sense for a change. I don't know.
I don't care if they make sense. I just don't want them going at each other, because it's like either you or me. It's like now there's other choices.
All right.
Then they have to freak out.
Safety apps.
Now, I thought these were epic. I actually went through a couple of these the other night on my phone because I wanted to see how they worked. But this is really scary. 1 in 3 Utah women are going to experience some form of sexual assault in their lifetime. And that, by the way, is much higher than the national average. That's really scary. 46% of Utahns were robbed in 2010. That was the last time FBI had statistics for the state.
Whoa.
48.6.
So 1 in 3 women.
And almost 1 out of 2 of us got robbed. You and I were just robbed 2 months ago
Not
in our car.
at gunpoint or
Well, no,
anything.
but it can involve anything. But yeah, our car break-ins.
Right.
But so this was one of the reasons that safety apps have become more and more important, because the one thing you almost always have on you is going to be your phone.
It's your phone.
Right? The first one is called Companion. Now, this is free. You can get it on iOS or Android. And Companion is an app that allows selected friends to see a map of the route you're taking. So maybe you're doing a run, or maybe you might be going out with somebody, or maybe you have to go do errands, or you're walking across campus.
Okay, so you turn it on.
Yeah, and so
And you go.
and so they kind of know right where you are on this map.
Right.
And so it also has 2 buttons at the bottom. One automatically calls 911, and the other one notifies your friends, like, I don't feel safe. Could you come over here?
Oh, interesting.
So one is like if there's a real emergency, like boom, you're on it.
Right,
And number
right.
2 is, could you just please come pick me up? I don't feel right here. The next one is On Watch on Campus. It's a 30-day free trial, and then it's $10 per year. iOS and Android. And this is cool. It's also got the same thing. It's got a call 911 button. It's got a call campus police button. You double tap it. Police and selected friends are notified of your location and that you need help. This one I kind of thought was interesting. This is good for dates. It has 2 features that allow you to contact your selected friends to say, I don't feel comfortable. I'm on this date.
Right.
And it's
creepy.
it doesn't feel right. It's not
Right.
going well. I don't feel good. And so it's pretty interesting. This one really interests me because despite what you may or may not believe, 80 to 90% of sexual assault is from people you know.
I knew that. I've
people you
heard
knew.
that. I've heard that. Yeah.
Family, friends. It's really scary. So just because you know this person doesn't necessarily mean it's safe. And that's one of the reasons I really like this app. And because it has a GPS feature into it, it tells your friends exactly where you
Your
are.
location, right.
And I really like that. Of course, if I had Todd on that, he would just come with a baseball bat and yeah. Anyway, Safe Trek. This one's pretty cool. Once again, iOS and Android. It has a push and hold down button for as long as short as you need. An alarm goes off on other people's phones.
Okay.
And so even if their phone is like off or muted or wherever, it goes boom, it's on.
Right.
And it notifies everybody instantly. Something
It
similar.
tells you where they are. Okay.
I really like that about that. And the fourth one rather is my favorite. It's called Drunk Mode. This is free. It's available on iOS and Android. Now, no judgment here. I don't care I don't care what you do. I don't care if you drink
Okay.
or not.
All right.
I just want this for you because here's why. Drunk mode gives you the ability to track friends who you know are going out drinking so you can keep an eye on them. Maybe you're not the designated driver. Maybe you're home studying. Maybe you're the mom. But you know someone's going
Like
out
your
for
college
cocktails.
kid is out there.
And so it blocks, so it gives you, number one, the thing I love about it is it has certain apps that block certain numbers. So if you're a drunk dialer, I love you. I'm really sorry. Wait, I'm really sorry we broke up. It actually blocks you from calling certain numbers. That is a big plus for many people who have woken up the next morning.
That's sad.
Number two, it lets people track you. And number three, it has a breadcrumbs feature. Now,
that?
this one I really liked because think about it. I'm not saying this has ever happened to us, ever. But perhaps you've had too much to drink. Perhaps you were overserved, and the next morning you go, I can't find my license or my credit card, and I have a hangover. And so you're wondering perhaps what might have happened last night to have removed vital items from your purse or wallet.
Where are my socks?
So you can run back through the breadcrumbs and try to find items that were missing.
So it just tracks where you went.
So it's drunk mode. That's one of my personal favorites, just because there's so many catastrophes that have happened.
If you want to find your socks.
Yeah. So in any case, I'll also have these listed up on the Todd and Erin page on getpartdaily.com if you want to take a look at those. But like I said, they're all free or as little as $10 a year.
The best thing we can do for you on the Todd and Erin morning stream is to tell you that there are free Slurpees and Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches available today.
Free small Slurpees, participating locations.
Now, all you have to do when
Dress
you go
up like a cow.
when you go into 7-Eleven, just say, I love the Todd and Erin morning stream. You have to say that, and then they'll give you a cup and you can get a free Slurpee. And the other one is you have to dress up like a cow, so go get your udders out with your teats. And when you go into Chick-fil-A, once again, say, I love the Todd and Erin morning stream on getpartdaily.com. But unless you say that, you're not going to get squat. Now, before we say goodbye today, no, let's just say goodbye. Thanks for joining us. Go get your Slurpee. Make sure you say that. Go get your Chick-fil-A. Make sure you say it. And people have been complaining so much about the heat that we thought we'd take you back to another time to kind of remind you of what the other side is like. We'll see you tomorrow.